Hi, I'm Jack with Milmar Buildings. Today we're going to talk about the most common types and sizes of pole barns. Post frame buildings are great because there's limitless possibilities as far as layout, size, you name it. But there's two things to consider when planning out your build. Number one, what you're going to use the building for. That'll inform what space you need, how you use it, etc. And number two, what's the most cost-efficient way of laying out the space that you need? Here are some of the most common uses for pole barns or post frame, whatever you call it, and some of the things you need to consider as you look at them. One of the biggest reasons our clients decide to build post frame is for storage, whether that's for your RV, your boat, or just general storage. We all need more space to keep our investments protected. So post frame does a great job of protecting whatever you want to put in it. Agricultural buildings is where post frame got started. That's the classic use for a pole barn, and it still remains one of the best way to build space into an ag or a farm property. What you want to consider is where you need your fences, entryways, the size of the equipment you're getting in and out of them, and where you're going to park different equipment inside. If you're using your ag barn for livestock, you want to consider where the stalls are going and that there's easy access for cleaning out the stalls and moving equipment back and forth without inconveniencing the animals. Post frame homes are one of the fastest growing trends right now, with the ability to build very open concept or more traditionally. The floor plans are whatever you want them to be, but you want to make sure that they flow well, that the windows are placed appropriately, and that it gives the aesthetic that you want while having the efficiency of a post frame home. A popular build type that we've seen in recent years is the party barn. This is the space where you can use for entertaining, hosting a family night, watching the game, setting up the pool table, whatever makes it uniquely you. That's the party barn, and it's a great space just for fun. Another popular trend is post-frame garages with a living space above, like an apartment or an in-law suite, or even some people use it as a man cave or a home office. It's a great flex space to use, and you can finish it out however you like. Businesses love post-frame because it offers a speedier build, more cost-efficient, and we've seen it used for just about everything, from churches to daycares to animal hospitals to warehouses, you name it. If it's for a business, we probably have a solution for you. Now on to sizes. How big a building do you need? It depends on budget, space available, and what the use is for. Some of the most common search for building sizes is a 24 by 24, 30 by 40, 40 by 60, 50 by 100, and 80 by 200. Keep in mind, if the length of your build is in multiples of 8, it may save you money and give you more space. For instance, a 40 by 60 building is commonly searched, but it's actually better to go 40 by 64 because the shell will cost about the same amount, but give you an extra 4 feet on the end of your building. For those two building sizes, you're using the same amount of posts and very little different on the materials. Now, the one thing that will cost you a little bit more is adding additional concrete floor. But besides that, it's more efficient use of space. Another size to consider is ceiling height. A good rule of thumb is figure out what your biggest, tallest garage door is going to be, and then at least give yourself 2 more feet to allow for the tracks of that door. If you're building a horse barn with a riding arena, you want to make sure the ceilings are tall enough, especially if you're going to be jumping or vaulting with the horses. And if you're building a barn for sports like basketball, you want to make sure you have enough room to arc your shot and still have a 10-foot basketball rim. If you're looking to add a second story or a loft, make sure you have at least 18-foot sidewalls. And if you have room for 20-foot sidewalls, that's even better. The exception to that would be if you're building a simple loft, a storage space that doesn't need as much finishing or being sealed off from the garage space. Another thing to consider is extra square footage. A lot of people assume building a second story is cheaper than building out longer on the building, when actually the opposite is true. Most cases, if you build the building a little bit longer, it'll be more cost efficient than trying to build a second story. Another dimension to consider is your garage doors, the width and the height. Height on a garage door is pretty easy to figure out. You just need to figure out the tallest thing that you want to pull in the building and then be a little bit taller than that. A good rule of thumb, if you're not sure if you might get a taller RV or a semi in the future, is to do a 14-foot door. That ensures that anything that's going down the highway with a normal height can fit in that door. You might not think you need a big door now, but if you want to future-proof your barn, always go a little bit bigger than you think. For cars, your typical single door would be 8 to 9 feet wide at minimum, and your typical double would be 16 to 18 feet wide. A smaller door like 7x7 or 8x8 is perfect for putting somewhere that mowers or four-wheelers or ATVs are going in and out, and you don't need as big a door. Here at Milmar, we customize to whatever size you need, and sometimes that's an odd size due to lot constraints or code compliance. But we always shoot to give you the most bang for your buck. There are so many options with pole barn sizes that we can't cover them in this video, but we're glad to help you out. Drop us a comment below or shoot us a message online and we'll get right back with you.